Hello! How goes it, everyone? How are we doing? Yeah, Star is gaming. I'm not sure why some people's ones have sorted out and why others hasn't, but it looks like it seems to be an issue. But man, ever since I installed that preview update, it looks like I'm gonna have to format my PC, and I am not looking forward to doing that. It has completely messed up my PC entirely. Never installing a dev update again. I honestly don't know what possessed me. But how are we all doing? How is everyone tonight? The Windows says it didn't install, but it's partially installed. I've lost, functionality has changed. I can't do certain things, so it has partially installed. Even though Windows is saying it's not, it has. I can't even change the default apps on my PC at the moment. Like if I want to change the browser, like when I open stuff up, I open it up in Chrome or Opera. It doesn't even give me the option. It's completely grayed out. The apps don't even load up anymore. So something's horribly gone wrong with the install. When I go to Windows Update, it still shows that the developers update is there, and if I try to click on retry, it just stays at 0% in perpetuity. Sure, if I haven't fallen asleep. But happy to hear you're feeling better, dude. I am happy to hear you're feeling better. I think I've picked up your bug or something. It feels horrible. And man flu, I don't think it's man flu, but it's horrible. Just feel grouchy and grubby. Can't I go back? Nah, I'm gonna try and wing it until I got the pieces for my new motherboard and stuff over the next month or so, and then when I get my new hard drive, I'm just gonna reinstall Windows then. Once I've got my new pieces, I'm gonna do a fresh install of Windows. It needs it anyway. It's time. It's time for a fresh install of Windows. But I don't have a PlayStation Glass. This is Mini Chaos. This is not me. So I don't know what you're talking about. Leaf, that is the case, yeah. But you can still get like 32 gigs for about £300, which isn't bad based on the thing. But I'm going to sort out the CPU and the motherboard first, and then see where the RAM stays. So it seems like I almost had nothing to really talk about, but there's only a few bits of news that have actually come out today, and then, oh yeah, after I started feeling like crap, it looks like we had quite a bit of news. The first one being this one over here. This is kind of based, right? By the way, chat, is the video full screen? Everything's been reset on my PC, so I'm hoping that what you're seeing at the moment is full screen. But Donald Trump today tweeted out that he wants Paramount to make Rush Hour 4. And then, yeah, Rush Hour 4 has been greenlit at Paramount after push from Donald Trump. Paramount is teaming up with Warner Brothers to distribute. Brett Ratner, who coincidentally just made a documentary about Melania Trump, will return to direct. That's crazy, right? Mate, Trips is an idiot. Trips is an absolute thing. Idiot. You gotta buy a new GPU. Jackie Chan is never too old. He's the only legend that keeps on legending. Mate, if Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger are still doing TV series and movies, Jackie Chan's fine. But yeah, I was surprised. You know, I never thought I'd say that Donald did a good thing, but I've been wanting this movie for quite some time. So he can actually do some good things. I'm guessing he's in his 60s, right? I agree, Ice Pick. I know that's not your real name that I know you by because I recognize the profile picture, but I can't put a name to it. See, I was close. I was very close. Oh, you did not like that. You did not like that at all. Okay. On a plus note, I've managed to set my browser as default. Whatever Windows is doing, Google just said, piss off, I'm gonna overwrite it. And I am happy for it. Even though I use Edge a lot these days, still. Hey man, Jackie Chan's got a new movie, hasn't he? Looks pretty crazy. There's a full election line. Damn. Damn. That's funny. So everyone is going CROCS crazy. Like they've all lost their minds, and it didn't take long for Mr. Yabara to get in on the act to try and, you know, poke the bear, because at this point, that guy is just sad. We're talking about one of the saltiest CEOs out there. Like, this is sad. That guy can't help it. He got fired twice. I mean, I get it. He literally got John Cena twice out of Microsoft. First from Xbox and then from ABK after Microsoft bought them. He thought he escaped when he went to ABK, and Microsoft said, you know what, we're just going to buy that company so we can get rid of you again. And they stuck to their word, and they did exactly what they said they were going to do. They went in and removed him as their first action. He is pretty salty. But it takes a special kind of person with someone in in his position to publicly be this hurt about Microsoft and Xbox. It's. I mean, Born is correct. It's living rent free in his head. But they are going to be available in the UK tomorrow. Yeah. At $80. $80 for Crocs. Have they lost their mind? We need Jackie Chan in a good Star Wars movie. Why would you want to insult the guy? Look, dude, it should be Jackie Chan in a Star Trek movie. That makes more sense. I don't think I've ever bought Crocs in my life. I ain't starting now because Xbox released Crocs. But why is everyone going so mad about these? I don't get it. Like, what is the need? I mean, I've seen Doc also now jumping on the Xbox hate bandwagon, and it's just weird. You just bought your first pair of Crocs. You know, I want to say Soita Mangs is Bruno, but I can't tell. I don't know. It's just getting. I mean, it's just getting weird. All right, maybe Soita Mang, you're not. I can't see whose real names are what because YouTube has messed it up. Unless there's a setting that... Is it really me that broke it? I haven't touched anything. Is there really a setting? It's not Bruno? My bad, sorry. I don't think I broke it. I feel like I haven't broke it. I don't know, man. I just think it's weird. Yeah, Charlie Brown on Twitter? Right, okay. That's cool. Welcome to the show, man. Now Crocs are on Xbox too. I don't know. It's weird. The reaction that they get is just weird. I don't know. No, is it actually a setting that I've messed up? I don't think so. I don't think it's something I've done. But you guys getting me second guessing now because I don't know. Ah, Steve broke it. Okay. That makes more sense. I don't need to second guess myself anymore. Because no one wants laptop RAM, Raichi. Mate, can you imagine if they did have controller functionality where you could actually use it in this weird, messed up way? uh, no. That you lost that angle of entry about 20 seconds ago, Steve, when bullets came in and shut you down. But the Steam machine is using laptop RAM? Really? That sucks even more. Hey, man. I'll take their word for it. These are the kind of exclusives we've been waiting for. If I get these for you, will you wear them? I bet you would look awesome. I'll wait for them to come to Game Pass. Should be called X Crocs. Am I right? I mean, I can see that. I just don't see the hate for it. Oh man, I am feeling quite woozy today. But I don't see the hate for it. It's weird. It's totally weird. It makes no sense. Like, they are literally on a roll of hating everything that they do. No, I get it, gaming. I totally get it. I was having a discussion with someone not too long ago. And it's just like, they tried to turn around and say that, you know, Microsoft should rebrand Xbox and all this and all that. Why? It's not about the brand anymore. People just hate on Xbox for the sake of hating it. It's becoming a disease of some kind. Vinci, I don't know what to tell you, man. In a world, right, where Nintendo is actively blocking out your entire catalog, right? So you are literally unable to play any of your purchased games, and that is what Nintendo is doing today. Actively, your purchased games, and Nintendo is stopping you from playing them, physically locking you out of your purchased games. No one is talking about this. But these guys are talking about CROCS? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? I mean, this timeline is messed up, is what I'm saying. So if you have a Switch 2 and a Switch 1, and you've put your stuff into your profile onto your Switch 2, those games are now on your Switch 2. But if you have your profile on Switch 1, you can't play those games without transferring them, even though they're digital. And I saw this guy who basically had his Switch 2 in storage because they just moved, and his son had his Switch 1, and they can't play a single game until they get access to their Switch 2 and can transfer the games one by one so they can play it. All the games come up, but they need permission from the Switch 2 in order to play it. That's stupid. That's stupid. No one is talking about that though, but we're talking about Crocs and how this is and how Microsoft bad because Crocs. Microsoft bad on Crocs. Like it's crazy, right? The timeline is crazy. It's crazy. The guy is signed in. He can't play it. It's not. It's actually not. I tested it. My Switch 1 can't play my games unless I give it permission from my Switch 2. It actually can't. I've tested it on my Switch. My son's got my Switch 1 over in Holland. And he can't play my games. I have to kind of digitally send it to that machine in order, you know that whole game sharing thing that you can do with the Switch, where you do it for 7 days and they can play it. Yeah, even though it's my same profile, I have to give the Switch 1 permission to use it. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about this is a real thing. What does me playing on my Switch matter? Come on, Leif, you're not gonna. I know you love Nintendo, but you're not gonna be able to sugarcoat this one, man. This is bad, right? Let's fix this a little bit more. Okay, maybe that's better. Nope, I'm not happy. Okay, now I'm happy. That's bad. But what I'm saying is, instead of people losing their rags about that, they're losing their rags about Crocs. The Xbox tax is real, man. The Xbox tax is real. Mate, that's as scummy as it comes, Ghosty. That is literally as scummy as they come. I know Phil Spencer said all, at one point, platform slimy things. And I know everyone assumed he was talking about PlayStation, but I'm starting to think that he was talking about Nintendo. That's the next level of just BS, man. That's just rough, man. So the guy now has all his games on his Switch 1 and he can't play them because his Switch 2 is in storage because they're moving. So his kid's stuck there looking at all the games. He can rebuy them, but he can't play them. It's some level bullshit, man. But yeah, Crocs are doing the rounds and it's doing the world. How many of you are going to buy these Crocs, by the way? They're really cheap at 80 bucks. So you can buy one for yourself, buy them for charity, buy them for your neighbors. You know, you can buy them for that kid on the street who doesn't have an Xbox but really wants one, and tell him that he can, pretend to actually play on one with the Crocs. Admit it here again. I'd rather shit my head than clap. Hey, Sanchez, how's it going? Come on, who's buying them? Where's Bruno when you need him? Let me see if I can get him into chat. Where's Bruno? Bruno. Babaruno. Baruno. Darren, there is much. If these are Xboxes, that means your PlayStation 5 is an Xbox, and everything else that you game on is an Xbox. And we got one in chat that might get them. They haven't officially committed to it yet. They might get it. I respect the hustle. I don't know, man. When I saw Mike Ybarra post this, I just thought it was sad, man. It was sad. This just got really sad. That guy is so butthurt over all of this. It's thing. Are Crocs normally that expensive? I don't actually know. How much are Crocs normally? I see them in the market all the time for like $5. Crocs UK, £35. Nah, they're a lot cheaper normally. See, you got £28, $20, 35. JD Sports do them for 25. Shein does it for 26. So they're about 20 to £30 normally. You got the Xbox brand on there, so it goes to $80. That said, though, I'm seeing it like $50 here, $50 here, $24 on Amazon. But they're at $40–50 normally. So they are quite pricey. They're actually quite pricey. They're like $40–50. Who in their right mind is going to pay $40–50 for these? It's the price of a video game. The game lasts longer, most likely, even if it is 8 hours. That's crazy. Sanchez, I saw. I don't know if I've heard it's not doing as well as they hoped. There you go. We're finally won over Darren. Someone take a screenshot of that. He's finally agreed to it. He's finally accepted that it is an Xbox. Apparently they are going on sale tomorrow. Honestly, a lot has happened with Destiny that's they've changed the core formula of what it was. I just never liked the look or design of CROCS myth, so I've never tried them. I never will waste money on it. But yeah, Destiny was fine until they decided to cater for everyone and try to become a game for everyone. And the moment you do that, you become a game for no one. I really agree with that statement from the Arrowhead CEO. If you try to make a game for everyone, you make a game for no one. Know your core audience, know who you're targeting, and focus on that audience, and then you'll be okay. If you try to cater for everyone, you're going to screw up because you're just not going to make anyone happy. And that's what Bungie did, right? People started complaining, oh, but the time I invest in the game is wasted and I can't get the roles I want and I'm not liking this, so I'm going to stop playing. And you tell a company that you're going to stop playing, and that's like kryptonite to them. So they decided to go with fixed roles. That didn't really work out because once everyone got what they wanted, the grind was over. And then they turned it into crafting. Once you go crafting, it's game over because there's no grind. So what do you do once you've activated crafting? You make the road to get that crafted gear painfully horrible. And so that's what they did. So all the streamers and stuff were getting the roles that they wanted because they spend 50 hours a day playing it, but the average person who's working and stuff is stuck on the same treadmill. But at least they're making some progress towards it. The ideal way that it should have stayed is RNG. It's just a random drop, and if you get that god roll, you get it, and that's it. It's all about luck. You know, I've seen people getting, you know, newbies going 1 out of 1 for raid exotics, and then people like me who went 0 out of 40, 0 out of 50. It's just shit RNG, but it is what it is. Having protection for it to drop at some point for an exotic, I can get, but if you remove the core element of what makes your games grind, you need to replace it with something to keep the people engaged. And they just can't do that. Add to the fact that then they decided that Eververse was going to hold all the cosmetics. The seasonal events just decided to become copy and paste from previous years with zero effort put into them. The campaign itself was just meh. They tried the legendary campaign, but the only reason the legendary campaign was good is because it was difficult, not because the campaign itself was thing. Final Shape was really good though. You know, the story to finish it all was great, and they should have ended it with Final Shape. That's where it should have ended, and they should have said, right, game is now in maintenance mode. We are working on Destiny 3. We are going to start a new saga. But they didn't do that because of, well, all the reasons that are going on right now. Mainly Pete Parsons and his car collection. So, the game's in trouble, in big trouble. It's losing players, it's hemorrhaging players, and people aren't coming back. Even with the slight blips of some light, it's sad. The tower's just always empty almost. Am I getting the physical of Final Fantasy VII on Amazon for the Switch? I don't know if I'm gonna get the Switch version. I don't know. I was looking at that, and that was really, really tempting to get just for the booster pack on its own. I mean, I haven't decided yet, although I know it runs great because I've played it. It runs really, really well. Like, jiggle physics won't save the game, man. We've seen the first Ascendant. They put ass and cheeks and titties everywhere, and that game is still hemorrhaging players. It's not working. You need to have a good game there. It's just cards, Darren. You need to have a good game there. You need to have a fundamental game there that's actually worth playing. And, you know, like the first Ascendant, all that eye candy and stuff, it ain't working. It's not fun. It's not fun to play. The gameplay loop just isn't there. And so you need the right blend. And to get that right blend is really, really hard in a live service. The problem is Bungie had it. They had the magic formula. And then they decided that they're going to listen to everyone and make the game for everyone. And that didn't really work out. That didn't work out well at all. Did anyone see the Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis and Nier Automata collaboration? If there was ever a collab that would make me go back to Ever Crisis, that's the one. Tifa in 2B's outfit was something I didn't know I needed, but here we are in today's day and age saying that I do need it. Hey, Byron. I think the cards are just random, Leaf. I don't think they're... Because you can get those booster packs now. You can just buy them from the shop. It's not an exclusive thing. I think the packs are just random with what you get inside. I don't think they're set or defined. So, moving on from the whole CROCS thing. Wow, I didn't say they're cheap. Magic and the Gathering cards are expensive. So apparently the Xbox hate is taking crazy levels of turn. Now everyone hates Windows in comparison, right? Everyone now hates Windows because that's just the way it is. PlayStation is saving Xbox? I don't see how. But just listen to this guy. This is a Gamer's Nexus, right? Yeah. Just listen to what he's got to say. Let me make sure that my audio is correct. Audio. I'm hoping this is going to work. You're going to go first time lucky.
Level that they're at for Windows in the near future for us. And because of that, it makes it difficult to do a lot of these types of tests frequently. Because I mean, it ate 3 weeks of Mike's time running those benchmarks and working through all the issues. Now we can speed that up a lot, like by choosing things that don't have bugs, but you get the idea, I think. And we're going to keep working on it. It's going to take us some time to get it optimized. But we hate Windows and Microsoft at the moment for the spyware, so it's worth doing. It's worth the investment. Level that they're...
But seriously, man, since when did Windows hate become so big? All these companies, and they're all doing it, right? It's funny how most YouTube tech channels suddenly focus on how much they hate Windows in tandem. It's almost like that time when all of these same channels were trying to build a PS5 Pro, a PC at the price of a PS5 Pro. It's almost like these frauds didn't do this before, and now they're doing it again, all of them at the same time. Whether it's Linus Tech Tips, it's Nexus, Gamers Nexus, they're all doing exactly the same thing, trying to monetize off it. I mean, I get the hustle. But it's funny to see if you go to any of these websites, any PC channel, they're all doing the same thing right now since the Steam box came out. Windows bad and Linux good. When like 5 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, 15 weeks ago, no one gave a shit about Linux. It was all Windows was great. Hey, there's nothing wrong with calling them out, but the way they're coming out in full force right now, it's clear that it's all fake. Yeah, Ghosty, that's exactly it, right? That's exactly it. It's the same with anything. If there's a trending topic, they all jump on it. And that's the sad part. None of them have any integrity. None of them have any self-respect. They literally sell their soul for a dime. I don't give a shit if Windows 10 is end of service. Everyone knew it was coming to end of lease in plenty of time. If you continue to want to have it and want a continuous support, then you can just pay for the additional security fixes. It's there. Microsoft hasn't hidden that or just sprung it on people. It's been there for a long time. Microsoft let people know, what, a year in advance? 18 months in advance? People sort of sorted their shit out. And it's not like the PC is going to stop working or anything. Just don't go to any of those dodgy sites and you'll be fine. You would have proudly won these Xbox CROCS 10 years ago? Well, Cake, just pretend you're 10 years younger. Swipe that plastic and off you go, my friend. Live the dream. Vincey, they won't do that. It's all BS. That's why I'm saying. And they're all going through this motion. And as Gorsty said, it's literally, they're just following a trend to make money. And they know it's going to get them a lot of views. So these people would sell their own mother for it. That's the way I see it. It's so sad when there's almost no integrity left with these people. I mean, Linus is another one, right? My guy was praising the Xbox LIX like crazy. And then the Steam machine comes out or whatever, and he's shitting all over it and saying how bad it is. Like a complete Uno reverse, because that's what the trend was at the time with the new dash and everything. It's so sad to see that these people look at for information, and they would lie out their teeth and deceive their viewers in such a way. You won't get me doing that. You won't get me doing that at all, folks. You can trust me. You should definitely go and buy yourselves a Stadia and an Ouya. They are the best. I am not going to sugarcoat anything. And if you haven't yet, check out that Soldier Boy console as well. That was amazing. You heard it here first. Gaming, it depends. If everyone is praising it, he's going to praise it. If everyone is crapping on it, then they'll crap on it. Well, people look up to these people because they have, a big standing. That's more like it, Cake Battered. That's the type of fighting talk I like to see. We all need the Ouya to make a comeback. The console space needs them. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Look. Recently, I've been tinkering about with my deck, right? I've been tinkering about with this thing. And I've been trying to see what I can do to boost performance because, well, frankly, it's really underpowered. It's not running the games I want it to run anymore. And as of right now, after spending all that money on a TV, my daughter's new phone, the stuffed Christmas presents for the wife, my my son's digital tablet for art drawing and stuff. Well, I got no money to buy another handheld device. Anything I'm saving up right now is going towards the CPU, and that's really where my money is going in, and that's going to have to be next year now. I didn't actually anticipate that you'd have to maintain these OLEDs, but I found out today that you do. They become your second child, and I'm taking it seriously too, because at 1,500 quid, I'm gonna bloody make sure it lives. Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck with it. Raichi, I already have GeForce now. I just wanted a Windows device for just native gaming. I just wanted a Windows device in general. So I might actually just buy a hard drive for this, a bigger hard drive, and partition it, and then have dual boot for Windows off the actual drive. I don't know, but the point of the story I was getting at is between the hacked on FSR4 that you can now put on your Steam Deck and lossless scaling, you can get games that are running at 30 FPS, 35 FPS with FSR4 enabled, running at 60 FPS now through FrameGen, proper FrameGen. That's better than FSR. So really damn cool. It just brings a whole new life into the games. Not all games are supported. They need to have FrameGen support, but the ones that do, it's a really cool thing. I might get lucky. Well, I'm not gonna get that lucky. But in January CES, they're announcing the X3D2. So I'm hoping that when they announce the X3D2, the prices for the X3D might crash a little bit. So I'm waiting for that, and I'll pull the plug hopefully January or February. You don't need to use console at all. In fact, all you need to do is just install the application, get DecuLoader running. Once you've got DecuLoader running, you get the lossless scaling. You install the lossless scaling plugin through the desktop. It's just an exe file that you run, and it does it itself, like a normal Windows PC. And then when you go back into DecuLoader, you'll see the plugin there, and you just enable it. You basically copy a code that it has, then you go to the game that you want it to run on, and you put it into the launch options. It's literally a copy and paste job. It takes like 10 seconds once you've set everything up for each game to have that feature running, and off you go. Now, if you want, I'll make a video guide for it if you want. It's really easy. Really simple. But you get crazy performance from it. Hey, Ghosty, that would be amazing. Those lorries this time of the year do seem to, you know, have a flat tire or something. But yeah, it's really easy to set up, and you're getting crazy performance. And it was amazing. Like I think like Stellar Blade can run at 60 FPS now, with no shimmering, no nothing, because FSR4 is, you know, it removes all that shimmering from it. FSR4 does give it a performance hit, but you know, the best thing is slow games like Baldur's Gate 3, which is generally really slow, right? You're not running around, sprinting around, and it's a turn-based game. With FrameGen, you can get that running at 60 FPS. It's crazy! It's crazy! Baldur's Gate 3 on the Steam Deck, 60 FPS. That's mental. I get that, Susano. I get that. Look, and maybe that's why I'm not successful, Susano, as a YouTube content creator. I just can't do what they're doing. I just can't turn around and lie to people and, you know, be that person to deceive my community, no matter how small or big it is. I just can't do that. And maybe that's why I'm not successful. Right? And I acknowledge that. But nonetheless, it's pretty sad. So Paris released, they clipped Paris here on 20 years of gaming radio. I'm going to play this for a little bit. I want to know what your thoughts are about this. I'm not selling myself short. I'm looking at my numbers and my growth rate. So I know where I am and where I could have been and where I should have been and where I'm actually at right now. So it's not about selling myself short. Realistically, this year, I should have easily hit about 10 to 12k subs. It didn't happen. You know, I've only grown by like 250 subs in the whole year. So that's not real growth. It's very, very small growth. So, you know, it's not about selling myself short. I'm just looking at it realistically. But anyway, let's listen to what Paris is saying.
I think what pisses me off the most.
What do you guys think pisses him off the most? Wrong answers first. You know what? Forget the wrong answers. Just any answers. What pisses him off the most? Ponies, DCG, Everton's position in the I wonder if he even knows who Everton is. Paris, we're in chat. Do you know who Everton is? When new console comes out, you'll grow like crazy. Maybe. People jumping at you for whatever you say online. Alright, let's hear what he has to say.
That we see with this new era of people always looking for a goddamn gotcha moment. They want to take you out of context. They want to do all these things. Is they're not genuine. Everything now, allegedly no one is genuine. No one does this because they love to do it. And I know that's not true, but that's the narrative that's pushed, that you're just trying to get some financial gain. And we obviously see all the crazy rage bait stuff and nonsense, but you purposely do these things to try and upset people. Everything's about upsetting people now. Nothing's about, let's celebrate games. Let's be excited about games. And then when you are excited about games, you are passionate about something, people try to say, oh, you're only doing that because you got the game for free or whatever, you know, nonsense. And that's the unfortunate thing about where we are today.
Does that mean that my review for Astrobot, which I gave 93 out of 100, which I got for free, by the way, from Sony, so, you know, it was a code provided to me by Sony, does that mean my review is now fake? Because, you know, Sony did give me that code, so that would mean that I'm glazing up to Sony and giving them a higher review score. Does that mean that my review for that is now fake? Just putting it out there, because this is the standard that you know, these ponies are going by, and so I have to know, is it not the same when I get a code from Sony and I give it a high score, or where does that line stand? Paid review. Wait, why am I a pony? I'm not a pony.
Day is you just can't be excited about something. There always has to be an ulterior motive on why you're excited about something. Look, I'm old. Yeah, like I said, people talk about me 24/7, but I'm gonna keep doing this because I love to do it, and you can never take that away from me. I don't care what you say. I love to do it. Look, this yellow chair, I freaking love this game. I love it, and I will never make any illusions about my fandom for that game. That I sit in this chair that people love to mock about, because it's like, bro, it's okay to be a fan of something. You can be a fan. There's nothing wrong with being a fan. It's okay to be excited about things. I love that. I love it.
I love that.
Because that's what it's about, man. They're not doing this like, oh, let me make a bunch of money. Look, if they get some financial gain from it, that's kudos to them. It's a bonus. But they clearly started this because they love that universe and they love being a part of it. And I can't stand people that try to diminish people that are excited about stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's ultimately what I'm trying to say. Let people be excited about things.
How much of you do you guys agree with Paris here? I'm gonna be straight up. I fully agree with what you say. I 100% agree with him. You know, in this day and age, you know, people just can't be happy with video games. It's just a thing. Cyberpunk 2077. Good. I was doing some tests on Dragon's Dogma 2 and it's almost stable around over 55 FPS to 59 FPS on my Hisense 4K 50-inch smart TV. Nice. Grew up as a Raiders fan. It's just so true that right in today, everything has to be hated on. Everything. And, you know, I see this from both sides as well. Like, people just can't be happy for a game. I'll use Stellar Blade as an example. The moment that game came out and it became exclusive to PlayStation, I saw a bunch of hate for it. And then you see Astrobot coming along, you see a bunch of hate for it. You saw Indiana Jones land on Xbox, you saw a bunch of hate for it. It doesn't matter which side the game is on. Everyone is just trying to hate on it for the sake of hating, and I don't get it. Like, you'll see people jumping into my chat just to say horrible things to try and upset me and then move on. And I'm like, why are you trying to do that? Like, what do you gain from trying to or ruining someone's day? Does it really give you that boner that you're looking for? I mean, if that's the type of stimulation you need in order to go and please someone, there's probably problems. You know, there's definitely problems there. You heard that right? You heard that right, chat? Banisher said, I am extremely happy with the game I'm playing. And right now, he is playing not Assassin's Creed, not a Ubisoft game. He is currently playing Sonic Riders. Connect Riders. If you like something, then you have to be a fanboy or paid by the publisher, or in John's case, the head of Ubisoft. That's funny. You know, Silent Hill F was a really good game. I ended up watching all of the endings, by the way, after the stream. The endings weren't that varied, but they were different enough. And you find out who that guy in the mask is as well in one of the endings. I won't spoil it because I know some of you are going to buy it and play through it. But in one of the endings, if you do decide to play through it and complete it 3 or 4 times, you do find out who... I mean, it's kind of implied throughout, and I don't really understand how I didn't get it along the way. But once it was spelled out to me, it kind of made sense. But they kind of hint at who it is really aggressively early on, but I just missed it. Well, in the default ending, she survived, right? Woodpit, reach out to me on Discord and I'll tell you the... I don't want to spoil it for people in chat. It's a really good game. I gave it a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. And, you know, it is play anywhere on Xbox, so grab it. I really hope that they release more games of that kind because, one, it was short, and I like short games. I'm really enjoying the shortness of games. Like Ninja Gaiden 4 is a good game, but I'm getting to the point where I'm just getting bored of it now. It just won't end. I'm on the final shrine though, if that means anything. I don't know if there's anything after the final shrine, but I'm on my way to the final shrine. But it's starting to get really repetitive and boring now. It's just overstayed its welcome. The game should have ended probably now or in the next hour, and it's not. I mean, does chat mind me talking about Silent Hill F? Let's do a little poll. I'll do a poll. If everyone's okay with it, then we'll talk about it in a sec. But I'm not gonna do spoilers, you know, just like that, because I know there's people that are still wanting to play it, and so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna ruin it for people. Anyway, game. I will continue playing this clip.
It's okay. Don't let none of these random weirdos on the internet tell you any different. Even if they clip you, whatever, good. They're just exposing you to more people.
Leaf,
more people to see that you're excited
doing
about
Silent Hill
stuff.
F
Look
review.
at it that way.
I did get my YouTube short out on TikTok and YouTube, but I'm in the process of making that video, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. It is only, the video coverage will only be in the game for about the first hour or maybe 3 or 4 hours. I'm not going to showcase much of the rest of the game. I am going to take some footage from the trailer as well, because that's already publicly available. But I'm not going to kind of take stuff that's later in the game that can spoil anything. So I tried to keep my coverage of the game as spoiler-free as possible. But obviously in this one, I'm going to have to talk about some of the endings and stuff. So there will be some spoilers, but in terms of footage, I'll try to keep it as clean as possible, while I try to figure out how I can record and stream at the same time. Because right now, if I try to record and stream so I can get a clean picture without my webcam in the corner, it absolutely murders my PC. I don't know if it's because of my graphics card or if it's because I'm just trying to do too much on one machine. But it absolutely murders my machine. You saw what happened when I was streaming, what was it? Dragon Quest. It just started slideshowing instantly, right? The stream and everything. So I need to figure that out, and I haven't actually managed to figure it out yet, other than running 2 machines or upgrading my hardware. And right now, upgrading my hardware is my first choice. So CPU, MOBO, then RAM, and I'm going to leave the GPU to the end. Because for now, at least, it's still trickling along. All right. Let's continue.
Because the people that sit around and clip you all day, that's their life. They ain't playing no games. They ain't doing nothing. That their only passion is trying to make you miserable. Don't let them do it. That's all I'm saying.
Agree. Don't let them win. Don't let them win. And here's the thing, for me, and then you're right, Paris, like, I started doing this because I just love games.
Yes.
I love games. And, I went to an event not knowing what was going to happen. I just showed up. And it gave me the opportunity to meet so many people, not only the online community, not online, the gaming community, and also people from the industry that worked on those products, right? And I was just there like, wow, this is cool. Going to my first Xbox event and then going to my first Nintendo event for the GameCube. My mind was blown. I was like, yo, this is so cool, man. But let me share my experience. Let me record it and share my experience to people that I don't know online that also share the same passion, because I want them to feel like that they're also here. And that was my thing from the beginning, was sharing that to my community. And it wasn't like, yo, let me get money. Let me tell you, when I got my first paycheck from my content creation thing. I was not like expecting it. It just popped up because I wasn't even thinking about it. And I was like, oh man, this is so cool. This is awesome. That to me was a bonus, right? But the cool thing was hearing people like, oh my God, Danny, I feel like I was there at E3. I was there at Xbox Unleashed. I was there at GameCube event, and that was my goal. That was my goal. And also invite them like, yo, let's get together on Halo 2 and let's talk about why we love this so much. It wasn't about like console war or none of that nonsense.
It's always about console wars.
Like it wasn't about that. We were talking about the games, the actual
Exactly.
games,
Yes.
why we love
Yes.
these games.
Yes. Yes.
What they could do better.
And why Sonic was always better than Mario.
And of course, we talk about like things that's happened with Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. We talked about that. But our main thing was like the actual games that we're having fun with, man.
And why Sonic was better than Mario. As long as we all agree on that one. But yeah, I think like in today's social media, a lot of it is just designed to just wear you down and stuff. And I just don't get it. You see people making personal attacks against you and whatnot, and it's just really sad. It's really, really sad. And I think, things just... I'm at the point now where I don't even want to sign into X anymore because it's literally just people just shitting on each other. Right? I'm using my newsfeed to get some information, but that's been kind of dry because there's not been much news going around. So most of the leaks or stuff happen around social media, or if I hear anything. But it's pretty messed up that that's all the thing. And X thrives in it, right? Even though I don't engage with this stuff, X just wants me to engage with it because that's how it makes its money. The algorithm just keeps on pushing. Oh yeah, Ghosty. Like, I found out my daughter had a TikTok channel, right? She stopped it now. But what she used to do is she used to find two people beefing and then bring them into the same room and just let them hash it out. And she used to get crazy views for it as well. She made my numbers look amateur. Pathetic. Ridiculously tiny. She would just... Basically, in her school, there's like a bunch of people. You got like the whole year in one kind of lobby, and he said this, and she said that, and she said this, and so she'd pick the two of them, bring them into the room, and let everyone just be a spectator around it, and just watch them hashing it out, cussing each other out, and just shitting on everyone. It was going good until the teachers caught on. The teachers caught onto it and got it shut down. But it was funny. I didn't even know about it until we got a letter that she was doing it. It was pretty... It was interesting. But yeah, that sort of shit just drives media, man. You know what, John? As long as you have Sonic tattoos and no Templars, I respect that. I mean, I could make my titles super clickbaity. Like, I could make them really clickbaity. But why would I want to do that? I want to add a bit of mystery to them and a bit of flair, but that's about it. I hate clickbait. I hate it. But, I understand why people do it, because if they don't do it, half the people just don't click on it. Chaos, Paris, Ben, etc. are healthy too. They keep it healthy. Are harming it. They make people want to play games. What's the next game? after Silent Hill F? I'm not quite sure. I'm going back now to Expedition 33, but I don't know how good that is to watch. There's also a game called Fantasian that I'm gonna start. That I could potentially start. Again, it's an RPG. I don't know how good that is to watch, but it is by the original Final Fantasy creator. You got the Dragon Quest Part 3 that I've been looking at. But again, I don't know how good RPGs are to watch. I want to buy, what is it? Trails of the Sky, Chapter 1. The remake. I'm going to get that on PS5 because it's not available on Xbox. And the Switch version just isn't good enough. So, I don't know. I don't know if RPGs are interesting to watch as opposed to something else. Yeah, I have a Threads account. I just keep forgetting it exists. Hey, PSY Blows. You're not late at all, man. I appreciate you being here. But I thought this was really interesting. Our resident pony, Bruno, posted this, and I think this is crazy. The reason you are seeing so many studio closures these days is because for a $100 million budget, you need to sell 6 million units to break even. This is why you are seeing so many games going multi-platform. Brian Walker was a producer at EA, Activision, and Retro Studios, so he knows what he's talking about. So let's have a listen to what he's got to say. Hey, Shinzo. Yes, it's Leaf, but graphically it's such a downgrade. The PS5 and Steam versions just are miles ahead in terms of graphical fidelity. I don't know if it's just them doing a bad Switch port, which it could be, I don't know. But I've seen videos of them side by side and the Nintendo Switch version, because I was going to get it for the Switch. But it's just not great. It's not good enough. I really want to get the physical of it, but then I can't play it on my Portal off the PS5, which sucks. But hey, I'm getting a new 65-inch TV, so that's my incentive to play it on the hard console anyway, so there's that too. All right, here we go.
And we're at the point where games are not cost effective to make anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
A AAA game, even a mobile game, a high quality mobile game is going to cost 9 digits to make, start to finish, to take to market, start to finish.
Jeez.
Yeah, 9 digits.
9 digits. 9 digits. I don't know, man. I don't think the mud is going to want any meth mixed into it.
So every swing is a very expensive and very critical one. And AAA, you're looking at Hollywood blockbuster budget numbers for a AAA game, easily. And the amount of sales that you have to generate from these games at this point is astronomical. And the sales are not increasing as much as the costs are. The expectations for more content, bigger content, more detailed content. And this is as we're kind of shifting over into the next generation of hardware. This is why you see so many offerings like season passes and so much emphasis on post-launch downloadable content, game stores and things like that, because that's how you make your money. It's the initial price of the retail or the initial offering that you download to start with. That doesn't cover the budget. And so the games have to have these secondary ongoing streams of revenue to have any hope of being representing a solid return on investment.
And so this is one of the things that I've always thought about when it comes to single player games, especially those that have no microtransactions, that were only releasing on Xbox Store, on Xbox. How are they making their money? I get live service games because they're just going to milk the cash cow, right? But a game like Indiana Jones, how does it make its money? If 90% are on Game Pass, how does it actually? And that money that Game Pass makes, as we now know, doesn't go towards the company's profit and loss. They need the unit sales. Bill made that perfectly clear. They have their own metrics and their own profit and loss to take care of. So how do they make their money? So, pushing the games out to multi-platform, as long as Game Pass exists, I think was the smart decision. It keeps people employed, it keeps Game Pass running, and it allows everyone else to fund the Game Pass users. But on the opposite spectrum, if you're making a game that's $400 million, $5 million ain't gonna cut it in terms of sales. You're gonna need way more. So it's so tricky with how expensive building games has become. And honestly, the idea of AI helping reduce costs is probably sounding like a godsend for these companies, and where it should be helping the employees, keeping the costs down and improving the speed to production. That's what you would hope AI would be doing, but instead all it's doing is replacing jobs, and that's not really helping, because then you still need people to go in and fix that broken code that AI is screwing up. Indiana Jones was a banger game. Right there, East. 100%. There you go. I've already invalidated your whole argument with one sentence.
I think I remember Mike Wickens saying to me that I think $100 million you'd have to sell 2.5 million units. Is that the rough?
Oh, more than that.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you got to figure out the first party, the first stores where you're going to download the game initially. They're taking 30% right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And then if you're that's $100 million budget, you probably have got to move about 6 million to break even.
6 million on $100 million budget.
Yeah.
Don't forget, what he's talking about is a third-party game, not a first-party game that you'd get from your own store. So like with Sony, you wouldn't lose that 30%. With Xbox, if you're buying it on their store, you wouldn't lose that 30%. He's looking at this from an EA perspective, from a Capcom perspective, where you will 100% regardless lose that 30%. And this is why I'm against them losing that 30%, because that's what's driving a lot of the cost. That 30% is huge. And this is why I'm a fan of Epic, because they don't charge 30%, they charge 12%. But people just want to see people lose their jobs. Steam could match it. In fact, at the time, Epic turned around to Valve and said, reduce your 30% and match ours, and we will shut our store. He made that public declaration to Valve, and Valve said no. And Valve could have easily just wiped Epic Game Store from the market, easily, at that point. But greed always succeeds in the end. It's not really that high. If you're selling in your store, 2-3 million is fine, because you're getting 100% of that profit. But at 70%, you're not making that same profit. At the same time, right? Not only are you losing that 30%, But if you're releasing it physically, you've also got the physical production that you're losing out on. The stores take, I think, like 15-20% as well. So, you know, to put it on their shelves and whatnot. But they're taking their cut as well. And if you're talking about bundling a game with the console, you're taking a massive hit on that as well. So all of this comes into it. It's not just, you're not looking at just one variable. Now, if you're looking at it where you get 100% and you make digital sales, all in all, that's great. Probably 2-3 million, potentially is fine. Look at Spider-Man 2. They needed 7.2 million digital sales at 100% of it going to with 100% of the revenue going to Sony in order to break even. But we know that Marvel contract existed, so you're looking about potentially needing around 11 million units to break even, right? For Marvel Spider-Man 2. With that contract that they had with Marvel. It's crazy. So there's a lot of variable factors here that need to be taken into consideration, whether it's from a box product, a bundled product, a discounted product, how much the server hoster takes and all this. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. It's just not black and white. So he's looking at it from a third-party perspective. 100% you're losing that 30%. But then you could lose even more once it goes to physical and whatnot through other means. Through, you know, the packaging, the store outlet, the shop placement and whatnot. There was an Square operations guy who made a tweet back then. And for the physical sales, on certain games, it could drop down to like 30% that they walk out with in terms of just profit with certain arrangements. So there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of variables. So when he says 6 million, he's not just looking at the black and white sales. He's looking at it from a much more variable rate, which is obviously the correct way to look at it. Still a great game.
And that would be, I mean, if we're theorizing here, would that be all digital sales? Because obviously physical, the retailers take a cut as well, right?
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
Yeah. And there's the
They-
boxes and shipments and so forth.
In general, the retailers take a little more than the digital storefronts.
Exactly what I was saying. I've never watched this, by the way. I just saw Bruno actually post this earlier today, and I knew exactly what he was referring to. So when I read the caption, I've not actually watched this, and now you can hear for yourselves. The retailers take more than the digital fronts
For their cut. And then you have other things you have to consider, such as what they call reserve on returns. So if somebody wants a refund, that takes another 15% generally out of the overall bottom line. Those are things that anybody that's saying, look at these massive sales for super IPA. Once you start doing the numbers, you realize that massive sales are what you have to be, even hit the bottom rung of success at these days.
That's crazy. I suppose it makes more sense to me why Nintendo does what it does then in terms of how it... But I've always thought that budgets in Nintendo would be a bit more conservative because they don't have inflated budgets and they don't have realistic graphics and heaps of voice acting, and
they just like money. Nintendo just likes money. And they know that they can get that money.
and so forth, right? So they're able to keep development a bit more conservative.
Yeah, they there's a genius in what they're doing. Sometimes it doesn't work, but in general, the track record speaks for itself.
It's crazy, right? People always refund games. Just look at, there's loads of people on Steam that buy games that they can complete in 2 hours just so they can refund it. They complete it, and then they refund it. It happens, man. People refund games all the time. But yeah, it kind of it sets a new kind of appreciation on just how much these games are actually making and how much they need to sell and where they need to be. And it's everyone always looks at, oh, this game sold this many units, and they look at it made this much money, and that only matters if it's selling on your platform in your walled garden and not anywhere else. Once it goes physical and you're looking at physical sales, that eats a massive chunk of your profits. If there's bundles going on, that eats a huge chunk of your profits. And so, the cost of gaming is ridiculous. One mistake, one failed attempt, and your studio is gone. And so companies usually have one shot at it. And that's why these AA companies now are doing so well, because their investment isn't as high and the risk is lower, I guess. They're not trying to go out all crazy. You still need to deliver a good game, but it is what it is. You tried to refund? I mean, yeah. There's nothing wrong with refunding a game, but they need to budget this. And so a lot of this is actually, done in their planning. So when he says 6 million for a AAA game, it's believable. Now the question is, how much do you think they need to do to break even for a quadruple A game like Skull and Bones? So I guess a lot of people, this thing with Silent Hill F is $50-50, so I won't talk about it. I'll do my review, and after my review, I'm gonna follow it up with a Silent Hill discussion video. I think that's a good thing to do. So I'll have my review for it, Silent Hill F, where I talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, how the game was, and then I'll follow that one up with a Silent Hill discussion video, and that one will have a lot of spoilers in it. Crazy spoilers. So if you don't want any of that, don't watch that one. I'll keep the review clean. But right now it's way too split. Look, Banisher, as the CEO of Ubisoft, your view can't be taken seriously. Abandon UE5, return to... There's nothing wrong with Unreal Engine 5. It's developers and studios not knowing how to use Unreal Engine 5. We've seen games that run perfectly fine with Unreal Engine 5. No issues whatsoever. Nothing. Look at the new Vasa Persa game from Hoyoverse. It's running on Unreal Engine 5. It looks phenomenal. There's no stuttering. There's no nothing. Look at Arc Raiders. It runs great. It's a developer issue. It's not an engine issue. See, the way developers worked in the past is we build the game and at the end we optimize. Unreal Engine 5 is designed, and Tim Sweeney has said, I think it's Tim Sweeney, I hope it is, he said many times publicly, with Unreal Engine, you optimize at each stage of the development. You don't leave it for the end. If you leave it to the end, you're going to have problems. Developers don't understand this. They say, we know best, not you. who helped, who's the CEO of the company that built the engine, we as developers know better than you. So we're going to do what we want. And then they get to the end of the game development, and then they start optimizing. And then they say, oh shit, this is a crap engine. It's not doing what we wanted to do. Whereas if they just use their brain and actually listen to what the, people building the bloody thing actually tell them to do and follow the path of, transition, then they would actually get a game that actually functions without stuttering. It's a developer issue. It's not a game issue or an engine issue. Hey, Woodpit, what we need is another Skies of Arcadia. But yeah, I thought this was a really interesting discussion. This is, I'd love to hear the full interview for this if I could find it. I'll check it out. Kiwi Talks. That was really thing. But good shit. But yeah, Unreal Engine 5. It's a developer issue, man. So Stellar Blade, the development team at Shift Up is now 101 employees. They are currently doing a mass recruitment drive to add more staff members. And I can't wait to see what they're cooking up for Stellar Blade sequel, which is going to be multi-platform, which kind of hints that Stellar Blade is going to land on Switch 2 and Xbox sometime next year. Sid Meier's Pirates? No, Skies of Arcadia. This is a phenomenal game. When it lands on Xbox, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's really good. Great music, great gameplay, great boss battles. I really enjoyed the story. There are 3 endings to this game. You can get 2 endings in your first playthrough. I do hope they add more save slots to the game, because if they don't, that kind of sucks. Then you'll have to play through 3 times. But outside of that, I really had no problems with this game. But yeah, I do kind of wish they allowed you to kind of cross-save it. I don't understand why more companies don't cross-save, especially if it's like on your own platform as well. Like right now, this is a PlayStation exclusive. It's on PC as well. Why you don't have cross-save capability between PlayStation 5 and PC is silly. But it's a very good game, and I highly recommend it. And so let's see when the series version lands, because it seems to be, it looks like it is coming. That's the US pricing. I don't know if it's the UK. UK is cheaper. I think UK is 70. Game Pass. So you got a preview game, which is Young Sons. Not sure anyone's interested in that. Banishers is a great game. Really good. A game I want to play. I've seen a lot of gameplay on this. I've seen a lot of story on this. It's really fun. Kill It With Fire is probably something my kid might play, because he played Huntsman. I'm not going anywhere near that. But Banishers is the one that I think is going to be a solid one for this one. Yes, Susanna, if it's Play Anywhere, I will buy it instantly on Xbox, without a shadow of doubt. Unless I already have it because it came out earlier. Like, for example, Silent Hill 2, right? I was gifted Silent Hill 2 ages ago on PC. Pretty much very close to, I think it was last Halloween I was gifted it. So I've just got no reason to buy it again. Right, I've just got no reason to buy it again, so that's the only reason I'm not picking that one up. But otherwise, if a game is Play Anywhere, like Dragon Quest 11 recently became Play Anywhere. And if it was previously Play Anywhere, I don't know. I never noticed it, but it became Play Anywhere, and it's on sale right now, so I picked it up instantly on the Xbox store. That's just a no-brainer. If it's got Play Anywhere, I will buy it on Xbox. 100% without a shadow of doubt. That's not really Woodpit. Ubisoft, for example, have managed to do it. You can have Assassin's Creed or any game that's not Division on any platform, and you can upload your save to the cloud and then download your save, and it just works. Right? If Ubisoft can do this, why can't anyone else? That's my question. If Ubisoft as a company can do this and set it up, and they can offer this service, why can't anyone else? And I'm not even asking for like Capcom to do it or something like that. I'm talking about Microsoft and Sony in general. Even if it is just their first party or third party exclusives, they should be able to do it. Hey Vader, how's it going? No, I'm doing okay. Is that Paul? It is Paul. Had a massive bereavement in the family where I've taken on my nephew. I'll be back soon. Good to hear from you, Paul, man. I hope things are going well. I know you're going for a rough time at the moment, and you know, just take your time, be with your family, and you know, come back when you need to, man. This is no rush at all. No rush at all. I know what you're going through, and it's, yeah, I just wish you well, man. GTA 5 is a good example. The console versions aren't the PC versions. They don't have the same game, even though it looks the same. Susano, I get that, but most of the games that are released these days are the same. That's true, Ice Pick, except I've got it on both PlayStation 5 and PC. On PC, it looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Sony were kind enough to give me the PS5 version at launch and then the PC version at launch to check out. So thank you, Sony. But yeah, I've just got no reason to buy it because I've already got the same game twice. Yeah, but I'm talking about the actual save file, so you can actually, you know, if I wanted to, I can, where I start playing on one, I just continue on the other. Oh, they're finally getting their 2.4 update. Evelyn looks kind of cool. Devastator, I think her name is Evelyn. Damn. What I gotta say, man? But yeah, so Banishers, check it out. Does anyone know anything about this game? Step inside Isla, a first-person horror game set in the near future, filled with immersive technology, out on Xbox Series S and X today. It's only $23. Let's see if there's any videos on it. Isla! apparently the AI is supposed to work out your fears and use it against you. It has a free demo. Let's have a look. Man, I've been looking at ZZZ for a little bit. I don't know, man. I keep wanting to go to it, but I feel like it's just so late now. And the fact that I just don't have the time to juggle any more gacha games. And that game is useless against me because I have no fears. A Devastator. We're going to see you on the 9 o'clock news. Guy seen fleeing out of his house. Terrorized. If seen, do not approach. Highly dangerous. Psychotic. Oh. You know what? I might tell Minnie to play this on stream. I might tell Minnie to try this on stream since the demo's out. Literally up his alley. But yeah, so Isla, first person horror game. Check it out. I have not. I'll check that out in a bit. I never describe myself. I fear nothing. I just refuse to play Huntsman. So, do you remember this feature I was talking about not that long ago? Well, actually, it's been a while. Where I was saying that what I envision happening when Xbox release their next console is that you're going to have, on the PC settings, you're going to have low, very low, low, medium, potentially Xbox, then high, and then very high, and then epic, or high Xbox, very high, and so forth, right? It's going to have its own kind of default tuned setting that it will auto select, and you can use it without you having to tinker with anything to give you the best performance for that hardware. Some of you may remember I've been badgering on about this for quite some time, and I said this is how I see them going forward if they're going down the PC hybrid route, especially with the handheld and the home device, in order to stop people from having to tinker with the settings and stuff, because console gamers don't really want to do that. So that's where I left it at, and I was saying that's where I see them going, and that's the only thing that really makes sense for them to do. Well, it's happened, right? It's now a thing. It's now a thing. And here we have it. That right there. Default game profile. Now you have game profiles that are basically going to select the settings for you and give you the best performance possible. It's crazy how almost everything I've suggested, one by one, is becoming a real thing. It is the direction that they're going in. It's almost like I can read the playbook. What, these handhelds? They're pretty good. Concord was really good. No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. But yeah, now you can see that, you know, they're doing the profiles, right? And it's going in the it's going in the direction I said it would be going. Man, that is loud. And you can see down here, this is exactly what it looks like. It is done through the Asus Command Center, or whatever it's called, Armory Crate. They've done it through there rather than through the Xbox app. But it now just creates a default profile, and you've got a list of games here that are already there. You can experience default game profiles in preview mode for supported games, including these first-party games and more. So they're improving on it all the time, and they're going to be adding more. But now you don't have to tinker. And this feature is going to be available with the new console as well. So it will be there for those that don't want to mess around with anything and don't want to customize. They just want to jump in and play. You click on that and it will set your settings for you, which is great. And it's exactly where I said they'd be going. I've seen a lot of videos with Doc using the LIX. It looks fine. It looks pretty good. Am I a fortune teller? Who knows, gaming? Who knows? All I know is that I was right. I was right. Talking about Indiana Jones, though. Actually, before we get to that, just want to say that I do think that this is really cool that they're doing these game profiles. I know it's definitely where they want to be. And I do think that as long as they can maintain this and build on it now, they're probably building this with the next machine's spec as well, in my hindsight. That is something that they're going to need with the next console. So I'm hoping that they get this all down to the T and it will work. It did get other benefits as well, but yeah, this is really cool. This is really, really cool, and you know, great to see them going in the right direction with this. It's still iterating and it's still growing. Indiana Jones, this Black Friday sale, you get up to 45% off. I'm assuming that's with the digital deluxe edition. If you haven't played it, absolutely do. If you're an indie fan, you will love this. Great game. It was my game of the year when it released on Xbox. Absolutely phenomenal. If you're an indie fan, you will absolutely love this game. I'm always right, East. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. And even if people wanted to say that I'm not always right, I'm never wrong. So, you know, however you want to sugarcoat it, it is what it is. Look else is. You know, maybe one day. Maybe one day. I saw this video someone posted in my Discord called "This Could Change Everything," and I don't understand what it is. Didn't really see what it is. So let's watch the first 5 minutes of it and see what it is. And if it's interesting, we'll continue watching it. If it's not, then we'll move on. Steve posted this, so if it's crap, you blame Steve. If it's good, I'll take full credit for it. I think this is how it should work. Oh, really, Susano? I hope the Soulframe game does well, but it is aiming at a different audience, so it's not gonna hurt the Warframe game itself. It is aiming at a completely different audience, which is a smart thing to do. Wait, did they really ban him? No way! What did he do?
Appeal a ruling against them in the UK. Microsoft will appeal a ruling against them in the UK. Microsoft will appeal to the UK Competition Appeal Tribunal for a ruling against Microsoft, which states that consumers are allowed to resell licenses such as Windows or Office licenses. This ruling came into effect in 2021 when a UK-based business named Value Licensing sued Microsoft over the ability to redistribute licensed products from them. The case is far from over as Microsoft continues to battle this decision, but if Microsoft loses, it will have to pay £270 million. Wow, okay.
Basically, pocket change for Microsoft.
Yeah, we did the same thing. In damages to Value Licensing. Yeah, crazy. Discussion question. For a company that seems to be okay with how much people pirate / get Windows licenses free anyways, except for apparently
Hold on. Actually, no.
They just closed a loophole for that.
Recent news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like maybe the next topic. Actually, yeah, it could be. Why is Microsoft putting so much effort into this? Maybe because they're pulling back on that.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting less chill about people just running the software and activating it with a tool that they quickly grabbed on GitHub, or realistically not even a tool. It's just it's a command you run. So
speaking of which,
this is well, no, I want to talk about this. The reason that I highlighted this was this could.
If it's the tool that I think they're talking about, which I've seen, and well, I've seen. It's actually an internal tool by Microsoft that allows their developers to activate any version of Windows and Office and everything. It's like the Infinity Gauntlet for Microsoft products. It just works and it literally activates it, and it, you know, it's legit. But it leaked online and people around the web have it. But it is an internal software. When you run it, it tells you that it's internal software. And it's got all the legal stuff on it as well. It was never supposed to be out there in the public space. But I know people have been using it. So if that's what they're talking about, that sucks that it's been blocked and plugged, but I can totally understand why. It's moving. Literally, it is the Infinity Gauntlet for Microsoft products for activation. I don't even understand how that actually became public. Like, it's crazy that leaked. Not that I know of any of these stuff anyway, but I'm just reporting on what I'm reading, right?
Be a game changer. No, the thing you just said.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, this could be wild. Maybe I'm misunderstanding here, but is this basically the UK Competition Appeal Tribunal? Is this basically them saying that as a consumer, I should be able to resell software that I only licensed? Because that changes everything. Would that apply to Steam games? Why not? That could be huge and very excite console games.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Like, we should be able to. Exactly, Ann M. White in Float Plane Chat. I believe that if I bought a copy of Doom Eternal and I'm done with it, I should be able to sell it. And it's about time. It's about time that some legal.
I was really lucky.
Yeah, it's empty. It's about time that some legal entity agreed with that. And the way that software companies have always hid from this is that it's a license. You didn't purchase it, you licensed it. Well, so what? Now they're going to license it. I'm done licensing it now. Am I missing something here? Or is this potentially a crack in the armor that could be crowbarred into and wedged open here? Yeah, Pancrats in chat. David Pancrats brings up that physical copies of games were also licenses, weren't they?
I think it was a license to the software that was on the physical copy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if this decision goes through, this could be crazy. Shadow, Microsoft did want to do this in 2013. When they were doing the whole DRM thing. And after the whole DRM thing collapsed, apparently this whole structure went away as well, which is a little sad. But I think this is UK law, by the way, Susano. But if this ruling enables us to sell digital games and sell the license either back to Microsoft, essentially getting a refund, or back to Sony, getting a refund, or to someone else. Like, if your friend wants it and you want to sell it to them, why not? Or you can put it onto like a marketplace at a set value and sell it. I don't really know how the logistics of it would work. It's weird because it's not you're not going to a store to sell it. There's no real online store. I mean, the digital code isn't going to be secondhand, right? It's not really secondhand. It's still a license. The license is just removing of yours and going to someone else. So how that is going to work is a minefield in itself, but this could be quite interesting.
And yet, those could be sold.
Yeah, man. The ramifications of this on the gaming industry will be, if this happens, the ramifications of this mostly on the gaming industry will be really interesting, and potentially like extremely destructive. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I do wonder how much this would turn into. Oh man, people might not want to hear this. I think this would turn into a lot of perverse incentives for developers.
Subscriptions.
To do subscriptions, live service thing.
I think that's correct. The whole purpose of them going digital is to get rid of the secondhand market, right? That is literally the sole reason that digital exists. They don't want you selling the game to someone else. If this ruling goes through, I can totally see the end of physicals and everything going down subscription model. Because that's the next evolution to stopping secondhand games. Because these companies hate secondhand games, right? They absolutely hate it. Hey, Leaf, go get some rest, man. If your body's telling you to sleep, go get some rest. How are we legalizing piracy, Susanna? I have a license. If I want to sell you my license, I sell you my license, I lose the license, you gain the license. Where's the piracy in that? But once you give it to your friend, it comes off your system. Your profile will lose the license. Why won't it? I mean, they could literally just have it as a middleman. I want to sell this game. So the game has to go from you to person to system A. That then at that point removes it off your platform, off your profile. You no longer have access to that game. It's not sold yet, but you no longer have access to run that game. Plus, your friend doesn't have the game yet until they agree with the handshake and accept it. Upon which, they now have access to the game and you don't. I mean, that's a really oversimplification of the process, but that's how it would work. So it's really not that difficult to do. Yeah, the download will still be on your machine, but the license that actually boots the game will. Yeah, but that's fine. But in order for you to be able to sell the license and relinquish it, you have to be online. You can't do it offline. You have to be online. This has to be an online transaction where you physically remove the license from your library. The game can stay there, but you will remove the physical license from your library and put it into limbo. And from limbo, it's taken and given to someone else. So even if you take your machine offline at that point, you no longer have that license. The same idiots that bought the PlayStation trainers.
Paid timed access. Like maybe you can play part of a game, but the really good part is only accessible if you pay for a certain period of time. It's effectively like put in a token, like an old arcade machine.
Okay, they're just trolling them.
Like there is, because honestly, if you like this would also create a weird incentive for gamers, because you talk about Doom Eternal, right? So what if you book 2 days off of work, you buy Doom Eternal, you beat the whole thing immediately and put it up on the market for $5 less than the full price? There is no degradation in quality in your version of the license. Yeah. Because like if you're buying a used
Here's a crazy
game,
idea.
And this is what I was saying earlier. Unlike a secondhand game, which you go to the store, it's not brand new. It's it's secondhand and it's renewed. A digital license doesn't have that problem. I mean, it might not be set up that way, Susano, but then none of them are really allowing you to sell your digital license either. So you need to think outside the box. If they're going to go down this route, a new system will be set up for it. But at the same time, isn't Game Pass exactly doing just that? You stop your subscription, and even though you've got your games on your platform, take your machine offline all you want. Your games ain't booting. If you don't have the license, you don't, the subscription license, your games don't have the key to unlock to play. Offline or not, it doesn't matter. So the system kind of does exist through the subscription rental service, but they're just going to take that to a whole nother scale. Man, Steve talking like he's like 90 years old now.
What if you commercialized the idea? What if you got a small storefront and you put little boxes on all of the shelves, right? And in each of them, you had some kind of physical representation of the game. No, hear me out. This is a crazy business model.
It's not legit,
you could
though.
even say it's a blockbuster business model. Okay? People come through the door. They can browse. They can browse all the available games. They bring them up to the counter. You temporarily sell them the game license, so you take there
is extremely massive differences between
damn it, what is the word I'm looking what is the word I'm looking for here? Take collateral. You take the full cost of the game for collateral, and then when they're done with it, you give them back everything but I don't know, like a reasonable, maybe $5 or something like that, and you buy it back from them.
Yeah.
What would prevent that if we could transfer licenses? We could go back to video game rentals.
Except it's all digital.
Yeah, but you could still do it.
The only way I see this actually working, though, hey, Galandros, the only way I see this actually working, and this is actually a pretty cool topic, but the only way I see this working is if you sell the license back to Microsoft for a nominal fee. I mean, I don't see them allowing you to sell it to someone else. I see them allowing you, which was the original intention back in 2013, to sell it back to Microsoft for a certain fee. And that obviously degraded over time, depending on how old the game was. And I think that's the only real way I can see this happening. Oh yeah, they are going to fight tooth and nail against this. But if this actually goes through, Woodpit, what you're going to see is Capcom, Sega, all of them are going to go subscription service. If this ruling goes through, everyone's going to turn to a subscription service and go through that. And we'll see what happens to the standard of games, really. Ghosty, yeah. I mean, that's the only way I can see them regulating this. I can't see them doing it in any other way. That's not going to keep the companies happy. It's literally the only way I could see this happening. And you sell them back to the company at a, at a loss, and you just reclaim some of your money back. My guess is that even if it's a brand new game and you want to give it back after 4 days, you'll probably only get 25% of your investment back regardless, and then it will degrade from that 25%. Because they're not going to give you 50, 60 or 80% of that money back unless you prove that you've got 0 time played on it. That's basically a refund, right? If this ruling goes through, Heatwave, those companies are not going to want the alternative. They stand to lose a metric ton of money. A metric ton of money. If the alternative happens without a way you can trade it to whoever you want, they lose so much money that they'll just literally stop making video games. The same reason that secondhand games you can take back and give into a secondhand store, right? It's a really, really tricky one, honestly. No, they won't. Well, they don't. It won't be a used license because they're just gonna. Your license on that product will disappear, and a brand new license will be created for it. Yeah, I just can't see that happening. Weapon. None of the only way it's going to work is if you trade it back to the storefront that you bought it from. That's it. But then you have the question: what does it mean for places like CD Keys, where Steam is selling the game for $30, but CD Keys is selling it for $5? If I buy it from CD Keys and then activate it through Steam and then say, hey, I've played it for like an hour, I want to sell it, can I get more money back? I don't think you'll even get 30. I think at max you'll get 20. I think maximum you'll get is 20.
I'm not saying you couldn't do it. I'm talking about the destruction of the damage or significant change on the video game industry and how people.
Well, no, I'm just showing you how that would it would escalate. It would go back to the old days.
You could literally rent a game.
Yeah. And
I can even think how this would function digitally. You could absolutely rent a game.
And how trendy would that video game rental store be? How many TikToks would there be if they did it up nice and they had like physical?
You don't even have to do a physical version.
No, but it doesn't matter.
The physical version would fail to the digital version immediately.
It's not about fail or not fail. Okay. It's about how trendy and cool would it be.
I think it'd be trendy and cool for like 2 weeks.
Dude, you're talking to a world that has re-embraced vinyl records. Stop.
Yeah, and Willow Video does exist. Of
course it does.
I think it was Pankrats pointed out. But there's only one.
I think, yeah, but...
And I love it, and I shout it out all the time, and hopefully they keep doing well.
I think that someone who makes it, like, crazy, trendy, and cool to go there, and has, like a gacha, like, claw machine thing with a bunch of cool with a bunch of stupid, like, amiibos in it and stuff, and, like, makes it a whole experience, dude, I think it would absolutely slap in the right market. Like, I think somewhere like... Man, I'm trying to figure out...
I think they're more talking about places like Blockbuster Video and Gamefly. Gamefly, as we know, exists, and they still rent physical games. But they're talking basically a digital store version of Gamefly. So you wouldn't even need to go to the store anymore. You could just say, hey, I want to rent this one game. And they will say, right, give me $60. You can rent the license, and on your return, when you're done with it in 7 days, when you return me the license, I will give you your money back minus the fee for the game, just in case you decide to run off of it. And if you do decide to run off of it, they can just replace it with a new license. So it's an interesting way of, it's an interesting thought process. I don't think it would work. I think people would find a way to scam it like ridiculously, but it's kind of crazy that this decision could have such a huge impact.
Every time I've been to Willow lately, there's a lot of people in there.
I'm trying to figure out
Willow's
where.
Sick.
Because like in Japan, the whole like digital licensing thing is just not as cool. Like I don't think you could make it trendy there. I'm trying to think like where this like kind of physical representation of the digital licenses that we have in stock could like kind of work. And maybe it's dumb. Maybe it wouldn't work.
You could also use the Nintendo system, right? Because Nintendo literally has it working right now. I can borrow you a game for 7 days, and if you don't return it after that 7 days, the license automatically comes back to me so I can play it myself. So that system is already in place, whether you're online or not. It's there. So that system already exists. Have a good night, gaming.
But I could see it. I could see people making TikToks about it.
If you could rent,
I'm at the
computer
video game
games-
rental store.
TikTok seems to be the rage. You should definitely check out my TikTok in the comment section below, where I've started releasing videos quite regularly now. So you should definitely go check it out and become a follower, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on there.
If you could rent computer games, I feel like people around here would do it.
You think so?
I think so.
So, Denoli says, with current Steam refund policy, you can rent any Steam game for 2 hours for free.
It's 2 hours.
That's true, but that's totally different, because what you would do when you rented a game back when we were the youngins is you'd rent it for a period of time that you decide on. So you would rent it for 1 day, and that was cheaper, or you'd rent it, a 2-day rental was more expensive, and then a 1-week rental was like, you're kind of dumb, you should probably just buy it. So what you would do is after school on Friday, you would go rent it. And then as long as you had it back in the drop-off box by Sunday night, then you had, as long as you didn't feel like sleeping on Friday or Saturday night, you had 48 whole hours to play the whole game and experience everything. What a time to be alive.
It was fun. But yeah, I think, honestly, I support the freedom behind the idea wholeheartedly.
I just don't know if I'm reading too much into this.
I think it would be... I think the ultimate result on how the gaming industry operates would probably be a negative for most people. I don't necessarily think...
Are we headed that way anyway?
Yeah, that's a good argument. It's a good argument. But, like, look at Claire Obscure. It's doing super well right now. It's up for, like, a ton of awards. It's a single-player game. I haven't played it myself, but as far as my understanding goes, it's a single-player game. I don't know how long it takes to play, but there's a huge incentive to just blast through it before the normies with jobs are able to buy it for the weekend and play, and then resell your key. And that is a significant portion of sales kept away. And I understand this is the thing you can do with physical games. The scale of it was nowhere near the same, because you could just have another digital storefront, or maybe a place like Steam just builds it into the platform the same way that they do with Steam trading cards and everything else, and then they take another little skim off the top, just like a reselling store.
I'll have to pee if you fill that, though. So it's a double-edged sword.
Just like a GameStop or whatever would. They're going to take some off the top, and then it's going to resell. But that resell is not going to ping back to the developer of the game. It's just going to ping back to Valve, which already makes $10 billion per employee.
Unless Valve went good guy and did share it with the developer, which they could. They do. I know, they do have that power. They've done good guy stuff before.
Maybe they'll share a little percentage, but it's not a full fat sale like it would be otherwise.
What if they took 30%? Then would you be okay with it? What if they just took their 30% for
Again,
being an enabler?
It's still a reduction in sale for the developer.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, here's the thing though. I mean, let's come back to talking about sock warranties again, because everyone was enjoying that so much. A big part of why that works. Like, do you think that Darn Tough could survive if literally everyone wore their socks for 10 years and then got a warranty refund? I can give you the answer.
They've got off tangent now. They're going off on hypotheticals, on wannabes. I guess that conversation's over. But it was interesting nonetheless. It was interesting. It's an interesting thought concept. You know, Microsoft was trying to do this not that long ago. This won't impact developers, it will impact publishers, who in turn will fire their developers. So it doesn't impact them directly, but it will impact them if this goes the other route, where the publishers start to lose money. If they lose money, the first thing they do in order to go back into the black from the red is to get rid of employees. That is the quickest way to reduce your cost. Apparently Destiny 3, according to this leak, is in the works. Bungie is working on a Destiny 3. I didn't think it would happen, folks, but apparently it is. It's a thing. Chat, anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to cover before we call it a night tonight? I know on Thursday we're doing the Future Game Show or whatever it's called. It's the PC one. So we've got that show going on. This Friday is the 28th. Do you guys want to do community night this Friday? Was thinking of doing some Dead by Daylight as the main attraction. Or we could push it to another week. And then that Cosmic Invasion will land. I'm not sure if it's 4 players or 8 players. So we could bring that in as well and check that out as well with the community. So what do you think? Ruben Amarim's future employment prospects. I would have fired him from last year, but no one listens to me, Ghosty. I would have got rid of him the moment he decided to play stupid tactics. Ruben Amorim is Man United's manager. It's 4 players. I mean, we usually get about 10 people turning up to community night anyway. Half of them want to watch, so it could work. I'm just thinking so we can actually do cosmic gaming as well. So what do you guys think? But is there anything else you'd like to cover tonight? I did say it would be a shorter stream today. One, I'm just not feeling overly great at the moment. And how many of you are buying those Crocs tomorrow? They are selling for £80. £80. Come on, how many of you are ordering one? Alright, I saw this the other day. I saw this, right? I don't understand it. I probably do understand it, but my brain doesn't want to understand it. Let me know what you think. Before...
Ben, can you see me in the mirror?
Yeah, I can see you perfectly.
I'm sorry, how is that possible?
Because it's reflecting you.
But it's not, there's a towel in the way!
All right, calm down.
I don't understand. I don't...
Well, go really close. How does it know that?
What do you mean?
How does it know?
How can it see me? My face is covered by a towel.
So?
I'm not even being, like, this is weird Matrix shit. How can the mirror see me? How can it know I'm doing anything? How does it know?
I actually don't know. Please, somebody explain this.
Explain it!
Please explain. I've seen videos where this happens. But I don't understand. I actually don't understand this.
How can it see me?
So, well, think about it.
I am not
No, wait.
mirror.
Think about it, right? How on earth can that sit? That is not possible.
Freaking me out.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I'm in like a weird, different world.
I don't know, I thought it was funny. I thought I'd end with a funny clip. Is there anything else? No, it's just... I saw the beginning part and it was just funny. Where she was having a complete meltdown because of not understanding how... Anyway, so do we want to leave it till next week? Is everyone happy to leave it till next week? So we can check out Cosmic Invasion, the new game as well, which is on Game Pass, day 1. All right then. So the 2 games that we'll have for the following week is Cosmic Invasion and Dead by Daylight. Let's go with that. All right, folks, that is going to be it. Thursday we'll be back, as I said. We'll be covering whatever small bits of news there is, and we'll be checking out the Future Game Show for PC. So, yeah, we'll rotate around Weapon. Can you say, I love enjoying my Chinese meal? That is such a random thing, and I know it's going to be used in some weird way now with AI to clip me in such a way that can allow me to say anything. I know I made a mistake saying that. But anyway, folks, that's it. I'm off for tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, folks. No bullets. No! But like and subscribe. There you go. Like and subscribe!